Hey, it's Dale from daledarley.com and Healing Osteoporosis Naturally. And in today's episode of Healing Osteoporosis Naturally, I'm going to take a look at the business of self-love, the art of self-love. And this has been a really, really important area for me in terms of my healing. And I've come from a place of low self-worth, low self-value and personal self-hatred and big body dysmorphia based on things that happened over my life. And when I learned to love myself, I was in a great place to be able to heal. So I'd gone through a massive learning to love myself journey, and then I got osteoporosis, and it was almost like Spirit, the universe, whoever went, we'll teach her how to do that in readiness for when she has to heal something rather massive. So thank you to whoever put me on this training program. But today, in all seriousness, it's a very, very important subject, because if you love yourself, you will love yourself enough to do whatever it takes to heal. So let's have a look at the slides. So what we're talking about today is being motivated to heal from this place, this beautiful place of self-love. So self-love for me is a way of being, and it's actually, it's intrinsic to who we are and how we live our lives, but it's also very, very important in terms of relationships with ourselves and with other people, because when you have that strong foundation of self-love, you can create strong boundaries, and that is dead important when it comes to healing. And self-love is unconditional. You love yourself no matter what. The problem is, of course, lots of things can stand in the way of our healing. I've been through that self-doubt, procrastination, perfectionism. I felt helpless, overwhelmed. I've had no motivation. I haven't been able to visualize a better future. I've felt lots of, low self-worth, compared myself to other people. I felt like an imposter. What about those times when you put too many rules in place? I can't do this because I can't do this until I can't. Turn that around to I can. What has to happen to turn can't to can? And often people are externally motivated. They wait for other people to tell them it's okay to do something. So there's lots of things that can stand in the way, and this is not, you're going to wake up one morning and go, hey, you know what, I really love myself. It's going to take time. So in terms of thinking about self-love, we are spirit in a human body. We're living this human existence, and our spirit carries this love vibration. We want to be connected to that vibration. We crave it. And, we are complex, and there's lots of complicated triggers that get in the way, that stop those beautiful neurotransmitters from working and really stunt our capacity for self-love and maybe loving other people. So when we let those things get in the way and we don't embrace this capacity for self-love that we have, we actually live in the shadow of fear, and fear actually stops us from fully experiencing life, and fear stops us from healing. It stunts it. It might not stop it completely, but it certainly gets in the way. So what we want to do is we want to build this relationship with ourselves, with our hearts, and we need to learn to trust the most important person in our lives, and that is us. We need acceptance and non-judgment. When we accept who we are and we stop judging ourselves, then others will stop doing it. Catch yourself when you say, things. I am so, it's like I've got a pair of antennae on my head now. I really catch myself when I say something negative, and it's like, oh, swallow those words back. But the quality of your relationship with yourself and others will grow when you learn to accept and not judge yourself. Examine your worth and your value. Really look at your values. Are you living by your values? When you catch yourself saying those things that aren't really good, write those statements down and then turn them around, reframe them, and examine why you feel that way. You will get some amazing discoveries. And what I do when I find those things is I create mantras, which I sometimes write. I always write them down, but often I will chant them as well in my head. I will do some visualization and chant them. So, when you've got osteoporosis, you might be so naffed off and start declaring my body is, and you can insert your own expletive. But here we could say things like, I release all negativity and resistance to my healing. I am healing, and in every moment my body is doing its best with the resources that it has. I hate my bones. I love and accept all parts of me, and I love my healthy bones. I went and bought some fridge magnets, and I've written the word healthy bones on the fridge, and I often go and I am going to say, I fondle the words, I move them around, so it reminds me that I'm focusing on getting healthy bones, not just dense bones, not just strong bones, healthy bones. And you can do some of this mantering stuff really easily. You do it in your head while you're cleaning your teeth. So when you get up in the morning, let's say you've just been for a wee, go over to the sink, hopefully there's a mirror there, look at yourself and say, I love me. And then, maybe wash your hands and get the cold water and just rub it over your arms and say, I love my body. Thank you, body, for being so incredible, so wonderful, and really supporting me on this journey. I am healed and I am healing. Those last two I have chanted so many times. So self-love is not an enlightened state. That once you get to it, that's it. You are it. It's something that you practice. It requires self-discipline because, we've spent, in my case, I spent, 50 odd years getting to a place of where I absolutely hated myself. And then I spent a couple of years turning it around. Poco a poco, small steps. Be kind and create those lovely daily rituals. When I do my mantras, I visualize a truck full of nutrients and minerals and all sorts of things, and it's driving up my spine, and it's delivering all those good things to different parts of my spine, and while I'm doing that, I'm going, I am healed, I am healing. And it's a whole process, and because I love myself, I do it, and then it becomes a habit. So create yourself some rituals that are fun. If it's not a truck, might be a plane or some kind of, Arabian horse with a handsome knight on it. You use your imagination. So a couple of questions. Are you willing to question that old sense of you don't love yourself and become a person who really does embrace everything there is about self-love? And are you ready to create those foundations so that you can live from a place of acceptance and no judgment? And what about letting go of the I can'ts and knowing that you can heal and really believing that you can heal? So just a couple of things to think about. 3 pillars of better health and self-love: hydration, elimination, and nourishment. And all 3 of these things work together. And all I've got for you is another set of questions is, how do I bring more juice into my life? Now that might be drinking water, but you might want to do some juicy activities. And how do I get rid of what doesn't serve me, the detox thing? Declutter the house, declutter toxic friends, and maybe stop eating crap. How do I nourish myself? What can I swap out? Swap out white table sugar, swap in something healthier, maybe some maple syrup or some honey. What else can I do to nourish myself? I could have a bath. I could, use beautiful oils when I've come out of the bath. And how do I know that I love me when I've answered those questions? And finally, here's a really, really, really lovely thing to do, is get out your journal and think about your life and self-love, and think about those things that stand in your way. Always write the flip side of it. Maybe create a poem or a little story, but constantly journal, review and reflect. But there's one more thing, my most delicious and favourite thing, and that's to go to somewhere like moonpig.com, choose a card and write something really positive, delicious, gorgeous, encouraging, some kind of motivational quote, something you're going to need to hear at a future date. Then choose a random future date and send yourself the card. So I'm Dale. I'm from daledarley.com and Healing Osteoporosis Naturally, and I really, really do encourage you to start thinking about how to love yourself so that you've got greater motivation to heal your osteoporosis. You can also find me on Facebook, and the group is called Healing Osteoporosis Naturally. And lots of love, have a great day, and I will see you soon.